I want to show you something really cool, which is a mashup between Zip Captions and generative AI, where we can use the transcript from our captioning session in order to generate a summary document with a whole bunch of other things that go with it. So let's dive right into this and have a look what's going on. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to log in. I'm going to sign in with my Google account. And I'm going to go into my settings, and I am going to ensure that in the transcripts tab here that my transcripts are turned on. So I'm going to hit save here and make sure that my transcripts are turned on. So now I am going to click on the microphone button. I'm going to click on the microphone button, and let's have a quick talk about why captions are so important for use in the classroom. And the reality here is that captions make a difference for a whole bunch of different students. And for some of them, it forms up an accessibility piece. For some of them, it forms a language piece. And for everybody, it improves achievement. So for our students who have hearing loss, our students who are deaf, or who are identified as hard of hearing, those students gain access to spoken language in the classroom through the captions that we are providing. And Zip Captions has a whole bunch of different ways of doing that, whether it be showing it on the screen, adding it to a stream, or broadcasting it right to a student's device. For our second language learners, it enables us to reinforce the language that they're seeing on the screen, and it enables us to provide a visual representation of that speech. For our students who have auditory processing disorders, captions allow us to reinforce what's being said, and it allows those students to be able to see what is being said to make sure that they heard, process that information correctly. And then for everybody else in the classroom, research shows that captioning improves achievement for everybody. So the research shows that by watching content or by using content that has been captioned, students perform better in assessments than students who did not have access to captioned content. So now that we've talked a little bit about captions, we're going to view the transcript. So now we can click on our transcript. And in our transcript now, we have all the reasons why captions are important. And we can now download this as a text file. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go to Notebook LM. So Notebook LM allows us to do a whole bunch of things with generative AI. So now that we're logged in here, we're going to click on the plus, and we are going to upload a source here, my transcript. And we can see now in our sources that our transcript has been uploaded. So we can now start to ask a whole bunch of questions of this content. So we can ask it for an audio overview, but in the Studio tab, we can also ask it for an FAQ document. We can ask it for a study guide, and we could even ask it for a briefing document. So if we click on these, our FAQs, you can see that each part of what we talked about has a reinforced section. So for example, can students without learning difficulties benefit from closed captioning? Absolutely. Research indicates that providing live captioning to all students enhances overall learning. Within our chat, we can actually ask questions here. So how do captions benefit diverse learners in educational settings? And it will give us a whole bunch of content. And we can actually click on an item and it will show us where that appeared in our transcript. And then in our studio, we can also listen to a podcast of what's been recorded.
You know how we think about captions, like mainly for accessibility, right?
Yeah.
I found this source someone arguing that we should like all be using captions like all the time.
Interesting.
And it's making me wonder, are they right? Like, are captions actually...
So there's a whole ton of things that we can do here. And the power of this is amazing. So you can combine zip captions, take your transcript, and then do a whole bunch of stuff here using generative AI and Notebook LM to really deep dive and provide students with a summary of what's happened, provide them with bite-sized notes, and even create a quiz of what you had covered. So generate a quiz about this topic, and it will go ahead and produce a set of questions along with the answers as well. So there's so many things that you can do. You can base it exactly on the things that you discussed in class. So this is Zip Captions and Notebook LM.